Hello and welcome back to Avowed. So, last time we started exploring Fiora, and well, I found this place. I guess it's like a animancer place. Looks fancy, like a animancer's workshop is what it's called. Looks very fancy. Okay, that's a thing I can do. Let's talk to you before I.
Excuse me, but I'm that busy.
Oh really?
Excuse me, but I'm that busy.
I thought okay. I thought this icon above them meant they had an actual thing to say. I guess I misunderstood that. Okay. Well, I thought I was gonna be able to talk to you and that was gonna be a thing. Anywho. That's what I get for assuming things. But I saw a bunch of notes and books and stuff here, so we're gonna be here for a little bit because there's lots to read. Giacomo's invitation. To my colleagues, friends, and naysayers, you are hereby invited to a demonstration of my latest achievement, that of spiritual self-combustion. Pervenus says I set fire to my very essence and merely to prove that I can. Without me, then come watch me fail. You trust me? Then come watch me go out in a blaze of glory. Either way, you'll be entertained. Anticipate a large and captive audience. Mucho Filuccio. God, Italian names. With all your O's and O's and A's and yeah. Titan Moon's a natural historian's account. We have all heard the legends of Antwa and Senbelefa. I'm gonna go with that. And the explanation that the goddess's love for the moon causes its tides. And as men and women of science, we know this to be but a shadow of truth. Yet there's another myth that we have been quicker to dismiss, and I wonder if it does not merit further examination. I feel like I got something in my throat. It feels like. Sorry about that. I might be a little sick. I'm feeling a bit bad. Not the worst, but a little bit iffy yesterday and today. So yeah. Onwards tell me of a smaller moon, Ioni Bafa, that the goddess supposedly pulled from the sky in an earlier age. And while such a thing seems impossible, Ioni Bafa still roams the skies above. It is true that the explorers in the far reaches have found mineral fragments that do not naturally occur on any known continent in Iora. Furthermore, naturalists in Adia, Rautai and the deer would have observed the remains of ancient ocean life many miles inland. Such a thing would only be possible if Iora's oceans had once been larger, or as I have proposed, if a catastrophic flood had been washed over the continents. While a few phenomena would cause a flood of this magnitude, a large body falling into the seas just might do the trick. In these places I will explain how some force of nature, if not an enormous goddess, could have pulled a small moon into Iora millennia ago. Should I do this? Place a dragon heart. I don't know what I'm doing. Is this cool? Well,
Excuse me, but I'm that
I did something. Don't even know what I did.
The other is helping. It's the essence I'm concerned about.
This again. You're beginning to sound like Giata.
Have you ever stopped and listened? She might be onto something.
I'm sure her mother and father were onto something, and look what happened to them.
Well, I hope I did something okay by putting that there. I don't know what it's doing. A recent history of Queen's birth, the arrival of the Valiants. Excerpt from a letter by Wing Waraki, a Huana historian, from a collection of her personal writings. The Valiants' arrival in Kataka was not unexpected. Our fisher folks had watched them lurk near the edges of our territory for months. As ships like the keen eyes of a jeweler inspecting us, already counting the coin they make on a prize so fine as dead fire. They were not the first to watch us, so doubtless they'll be the last. We were not certain what it was they wanted at first, aside from whatever it was we had. When Onekasa sent an envoy to Matao to speak with them, they made noise about the soaring trade and cultural exchange. What exactly it was they intended to trade, or what manner of cultural exchange they thought might entice us, wasn't immediately clear. We were not naive. We knew their arrivals spelled change for the dead fire as sure as we know the rain falls in the monsoon season. The trouble came in how we would manage the Valiant's influence, how we would contain it. Better they think us partners than easy marks. The thinking at the palace went at a time. Do not risk war with them, as factored people as we are, and have any hope of winning it, no matter the power of our water shapers. As the leader of Kahanga? I don't know. Onekasa decided for us. She allowed the Valiants to set down roots in Queensburg and begin limiting mining operations in the archipelago. She suggested this might ease trade and tensions between our people and theirs, but in truth, I believe she only wanted to keep an eye on them. I sympathize with her point of view, but I cannot endorse it, because Onekasa forgot the truth of the roots. That they are the silent, grasping hands of trees, and that a tree once established cannot be moved without destroying the ground around it. But it was done. The aliens quickly made themselves at home, and the ensuing conflict over who had rights to which islands, which outer range, which trading routes only served to fracture the Hoana further. Then the Maritarians arrived. By that point it was too late. The colonials were in the death fire to stay. Now Hoana refugees fled into Nagataka from across the archipelago, complaining of lost land and dwindling resources, and the trading companies fight a quiet war against one another with our doorstep at the front. Nagati, not sure if that is supposed to be pronounced, guide us in this trying time. It's gonna be the reading episode. Definitely gonna be the reading episode, so there's a lot in here. Workshop etiquette. Rule number 1. Clean up after your experiments. I don't want to see stagnant puddles or shards of Adra where people are expected to walk. Rule number 2. Label your experiments. Is your corpse a terrible accident or a work in progress? Rule number 3. No stealing resources. Going down grants us what we need for our assigned duties, and never cover our IMO. No one should have to steal. Rule number 4. Earlier Rosal is not allowed inside the workshop. Self-explanatory. Okay. Rule number 5, no food or drink. From now on, research no stained with spilled tea will not be accepted. Hello, kitty. I can see you down there. You want some pets? You just got us standing there. Summit meeting notes for the Deadfire event 2829 AI. Topic: spiritual disturbance in the Deadfire archipelago. Governor Ignacio Vidal presiding. All agree that a disturbance shook the metaphysical veil between the here and the beyond. Ask about capitalization. Okay. Cause of disturbance unknown. Experiment gone wrong. Rumor of giant art was statue dismissed as mass hallucination. Per Quilechi request to contact Republic's associates for second opinion. Governor Vidal denies the motion. Verdict: results inconclusive. No action required this time. Cool mill. Can't destroy it. Sometimes I just want a game to but you can't destroy something like this. Like you can barely. Well, I mean you can destroy some things in the game, but things you normally couldn't be destroy, you know, you just whack it and it just breaks. It's like, oh shit, I didn't expect that. Then there's lots of consequences and stuff. But nah, this game is not like that. My reduction of so-called ethics by Monto Pastor. Animation is a magnet for naysayers who cherish ignorance over progress and safety over opportunity. I do not deny that our art has produced some misfortune over the years. Bill Weeds, Beckenbauer, and the event at the Castell House, to name a few. But why should these isolated incidents cast such a long shadow? When a ship sinks to the bottom of the ocean, no one forces the merchant to abandon their trade. I say that we resist society's unjust call to smash our machines and burn our research. We are Animators. Society is welcome to join us, but we won't hesitate to lead them in our dust.
Some. I can't let anyone else discover this.
Do you have something special to say? You do.
Envoy, I'm sorry. I'm not in a place to talk right now.
Tell me about what you're working on. Anyway, you look exhausted. When was the last time you slept? Is every animals that disorganized?
I'm not concerned with that. Not now. Yesterday, I made an incredible discovery. We can use half as much Adra to achieve the same results. And then I thought, what if one day it's a third, a quarter, a speck?
Wouldn't that be a good thing? I see why this is bothering you. I don't follow. Sounds like you're thinking it. I mean, yeah, wouldn't it be a good thing?
No. To harness these forces for so small a price is too much power. Who knows what kind of chaos we'll create? I have been reading Athelmir's treatise on Boudica. Perhaps she's right. Maybe animancy should be reined in.
I mean, you're the one who experimented with all this stuff, you know? So, if you don't, you know, have a way to regulate it, which it doesn't sound like you really do that much, like, everybody's just kind of allowed to do whatever. That's what it sounds like. So, I don't know. It's kind of weird. Flex your muscles. There's no such thing as too much power. Kinda gotta say that. It's an example. So colleagues you can be used for good. If Odeka calls you, it will be advice to ignore her.
I assumed I was speaking to a colleague. I see I was wrong. But I should double check my work. There's a chance my research could be flawed. I never forgive myself. I'll run more tests and see where things go. I'm right. I shudder to think what will happen if I'm not.
Monster of the Dead Fire Archipelago. The archipelago winds its way between the Great Eastern Ocean and the Restless Ocean. Hundreds of small islands in the midst of the water. Few there brave its treacherous rapids, and fewer still have returned to tell the tale of their adventures through it. Travel between the two oceans is virtually impossible. Great storms hammer any ships foolhardy enough to attempt to navigate, and this alone should be enough to deter anyone from attempting the voyage, as untold ships have gone down, tossed against the rocks. The rather indigenous rocks are only a precursor to the actual horror of the archipelago, the terrors of the deep. No one knows how many creatures stalk the oceans, waiting for unsuspecting sailors to drift into their waters. But we do know of some. Barb Ravager, a giant shark that is known to ram passing vessels trying to knock sailors off the deck and smash a hole in the hull. It has tremendous spines protruding from its side and back that are presumably be poisonous. The other-sided Barb Ravager, with survivors, was estimated to be almost 30 feet long. It's a long shark. Winding Serpent, smaller around the Ravager. Smaller around than the Ravager, but potentially longer. The Winding Serpent attacks in small packs, usually 3 to 8. They have long, sharp heads, somewhat reminiscent of a barracuda. Like the Ravager, they repeatedly slam into the side of a ship, hoping to make a hole in it or knock someone from a deck. They have also been known to swim in the depths and shoot out of the ocean, landing on the deck, crawling and minding their way around, snapping up any crew they can before plunging into the ocean. Leviathan. Imagine the largest whale you ever seen. The Leviathan is at least 10 times that size. By the time a ship sees a Leviathan, it's already too late. As they rise from the depths, the water around them begins to spin and sink, creating a whirlpool. The Leviathan's body surrounds the hapless vessel, preventing escape. As it goes down, the enormous mouth opens, pulling all aboard into the watery depths. Pulpovia? All the creatures you've read about in this book are nothing compared to the Pulpovia. Barely the size of a man, what the legged size and strength to make up for numbers and terrifying viciousness. The lower halves are a mass of tentacles like an octopus or squid, but more numerous. The insects are long, black whips with suction cups on the underside and small thorny barbs on the top. The sheer number of tentacles gives them frightening speed when walking on land, pulling themselves forward almost as fast as a running horse. While they basically resemble a human form, the waist up. In a extended examination proves how wrong the assumption is. Long, stringy black hair falls from the top of their heads to cover a face taken directly from a nightmare. A wide gaping mouth cuts across the bottom of its head from ear to ear, full of wicked dagger-like teeth. Two large round eyes are sunk into its head, black as coal, shining with a malevolent fire. A small antenna protrudes from the middle of its forehead, ending in a small nodule that can glow with an eerie blue light. One can imagine a sailor on the deck of his ship at night, looking out across the black water, blood freezing as countless lights appear beneath the surface, rising towards him as the Pulpovia swarm upward. Because they seem to be more octopus than man, they can collapse in on themselves, fading into space no person should be able to. The smallest crack in a hull, the smallest separation between boards offer them entrance. It is not unknown for them to slaughter an entire crew from hold up to deck, and between the ship from underneath. Fortunately, they do not seem to have spread too far out of the archipelago, but there may come a day when Pulpovia attacks become commonplace. Huh. Strange. Okay, can't open that. I saw some books up here last time. Yeah, there's a few here. So I already knew that was gonna take a little bit. And there's more below as well. That's how it goes. The Alchemy of Imp Spray. I kept a pair of imps case for the better part of 3 decades as I scripted volume 5 of my series, Scent Languages of the Perverse. Okay. Every day the duo would fill the air from their glands as they communicated across the distance. I could understand the alchemy of their spray by standing in its path and allowing the fetid effluvium to wash over me. Whatever that word is. Effluvium? I have no idea. So it's wonderful as effluvium. So potent, it hovers over me still. Just as I had written the last page of what was to be my greatest work. The dialect of the spray changed entirely, rendering my findings useless. Oh, but how he laughed at my expense! I know the smell of failure. It is the reek of 30 years' worth of concentrated imp farts sprayed into one's face, and the bitterness of having no academic recognition to show for it. Okay, that is a thing we read. On the efficiency of imps. More imp stuff. A time-on adage among practitioners of the arcane arts averse? What is that word? That early wizards compel them to service, not out of a desire for their assistance, but to banish them from underfoot. I doubt it not at all, for one could not conjure more unruly, noisome, maladroit, or irascible irascible aid. These are the words I don't know today. Why then do we employ these diminutive meddlers? Diminutive, I don't know that word. Just a lot of these words I don't read a lot, from day to day, funnily enough. Some of them I'm like, do I know this word? Am I reading it right? Some of them I just don't know at all, but excuse me for not knowing every word in the world. That's gonna happen. Anywho, imps, dear reader, are to a wizard's sanctum as rats are to a ship, whether out of malign instinct or pure mischievousness. They infiltrate our laboratories with alarming regularity. Ninagauf conjectures in his sensitivity of simple terms that imps, if as any locus of concentrated mystical influence, and accounts of the creatures lurking among the uninhabited ruins of Engriff seem to corroborate his supposition. Yet the wizard's domicile seems to possess a particular appeal to them, regardless of whether it resides at a nexus of spiritual power or no. Left to their own devices, the winged miscreant accrue loose baubles, hoarding them in filthy dens as often as not established in our cupboards or privies. I've been reading a lot. I'm starting to feel that I have read a lot and words are just I'm just saying words at this point, I'm getting to that point. Cause this is starting to be a lot of reading. Seemingly possessed of an antiquity dealer's discernment, each prefers to pilfer the most valuable paraphernalia and potent artifacts, yet they remain particularly inept in the use of even the simplest Yugo? What it? Now you're just making words up. What is even that? What? I don't even know anymore. Man. Sometimes writers in games and stuff can be a little bit verbose and what the hell are you even talking about? What even is that word? Is that a word anyone knows? What? Anyway, good lord. I admit the imps general incompetent and makes them appealing retainers. One of the little cretins may display a favored wand of elemental power, but little peril exists of it activating the instrument and emulating your collected volumes of arcana. The same cannot be said of apprentices. Yet the beasts present a danger to the unwary, for they possess a low cunning not unlike that of Soribs or Orlans. Without a domineering hand to direct them, imps rapidly regress to their base instincts. As a result of their propensity for pack behavior, even transitory leniency with a simple imp can imperil the wizard's entire collection. More imp stuff. The many pitfalls of imp husbandry. Okay. This book narrates one scores this section of all matters relating to the care of household imps, focusing notably on their cleaning and housebreaking. One passage has been underlined with a deep piece of the quill. Never allow imps to learn spells or wield artifacts of power. Their bodies sponge up the essence remainder and grow exceptionally large in size. One of my household servants pilfered a ring from my collection and grew to the size of an ox before I had him properly drained. Their glands also grow more pungent than mere writing can hope to encompass, so beware. Okay. All you want to know about imps and more, I guess. The Art of Malicious Compliance by Elia Rosal. When our governor told me to stop bothering him, I moved out of town. When we told you to hire cheap farmhands, I raised the debt. Now he leaves me alone. I have one. Fiora Mesavano was founded on the principle of insubordination In order to preserve our legacy, we must become a community of the ungovernable.
This is good for staying awake.
Hmm.
What you are describing
Oh boy. The moons of Yowa. It's a bigger one again. Reading. So much reading. Okay. Look up into the night sky and you'll see the moon Belava. Ubiquitous in persistence, she remains forever in view, but also forever out of reach. What many people do not know, however, is that our world is actually orbited by two moons, Belava and Caltha, or something. Belava, hanging low and not in the sky, Belava travels swiftly in her race around the world, completing an orbit in about 18 days. This proximity and speed can cause extreme tide conditions in some areas, when the seas shift so quickly and rise so high that there are some beautiful coastal areas that are virtually uninhabitable for good portions of the year. Before we learn the truth behind the cause of the tides, legend held that Andra, the goddess of the sea, was in love with the moon, and when she saw it in the sky, the tides, great waves, and violent storms that happened were her attempts to reach it. This is why the moon is formally called Sen Balava, or Andren Balava, the beloved or Andra's beloved. Called her. I have no idea how you're supposed to say that. 315 years ago, the great empire of Valia suffered from terrible storms and terrifying high and low tides. Because sure, the same thing was happening in the Adia Empire, and several new Arabian colonies along the Daeward coast were completely destroyed by storms and high tides that engulfed the settlements. At that time, during an eclipse, Glenfarchan astronomers spotted something small orbiting near the edge of Balava. After much study, he realized it was a small satellite with an extremely irregular orbit. They called it Caltha or the Black Runner. Since it is smaller than Balava, it doesn't have much effect on the world, but when it aligns with Balava's orbit, it wreaks havoc on the tides and weather everywhere. This happens with an erratic frequency and severity and has been dubbed lowest tides. Caltha has been rolled into the Andra myth, and when they are both in sight, her desire to reach them is increased tenfold, which is what causes the terrible weather. Okay, are we done? I don't know, but I think that's it. No, I didn't read this. Forget me not 30. Toys for use. Take 1 cupful approximately 1 hour before beginning tedious activity. If administered correctly, time should appear to pass more quickly and tasks should feel more tolerable. Side effects may include amnesia surrounding the dosage period. Okay. Gonna say that's it. That took a while. Let's do some parkouring on the rooftops to get our mind off stuff. Yeah. Ah, man. As I've said many times, I do want to explore, I do want to do all the law stuff. But man, it takes a while. It really does. I don't think I can make that jump there. Seems a little dangerous. I can make this though. I'll see if I benefit from it. Not really. Yeah, I wanna see if there's something on the roof. Because there was this place I could not get down to. It seemed like it had a wire going somewhere. I don't know if that means anything. See if I can find where it starts again. It's like around-ish here, maybe.
Wake up your soul in the morning.
Not down in here. Let me see. In a little corner somewhere. This way? Where was it? Down here? Yes, here. Like that's right there. I need a key. I don't know if it's something we're just gonna get later. Like it's Kiara's basement. So it might be something related to later, considering we're gonna be talking to her and such fairly soon, I would imagine, in the story. But yeah. See if I can follow the wire anywhere here. Not sure I can really get up there though. That's the thing. Get up here. That's something I guess at least. I found a chest, so hey. Game must be up here at the very least. But not much further. Whoop, there. If I jumped, I didn't jump. Probably won't be better in a day. But don't know if I can make it day. I'm just waiting. Have to go to a camp. I don't know how easy it would be to get up, honestly. I don't see any good way to really get anywhere. It's kinda messy to navigate. Can't really go here.
I miss the days of old Maxine, darling.
Whatever happened to it?
Yeah, I don't know if this is anything. But I can find a couple things while I'm doing it. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I'm gonna get anywhere. Whoops. I did not mean to phone grenade. Just kinda seems like I'm not getting there. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I can really go much up anywhere. It's not actually that easy to go around here. I don't think I can get up there really. I don't think it's gonna happen. Not from here. Not any good ways. Get anywhere. Yeah. Can't go much higher than this. Maybe it's just not something I'm supposed to think about. Maybe it's the wire is just a wire. Boy, this looks so suspicious, you know. I mean, there's wires everywhere, so you know. Okay, I guess I should just go to the mission, the main mission, and yeah, I'm not getting on there. I don't see any ways to do it. Yeah, let's just main mission time. Let's do it. Hi.
How can you ignore what's right in front of you? The dream scourge is here, in the soil, and it's killing us. Oh, my goodness. Are you a godlike?
I think that she's going to be an next party member somehow. But all we've heard about her, something tells me that might be the case. I don't know. Maybe not, but maybe also. I have a feeling like we are most likely gonna get a new party member pretty soon, I would imagine. So yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if she was the party member, but who knows. Sorry to interrupt. I'm also looking into the dream skirts. Abigail at your service. Now and Dad, what were you talking about? You must be Kiara.
In that case, you're right on time.
Maybe you can talk some sense into our governor. Put the fear of the gods in him.
Tempers are high, but I don't see any assassins. Yet.
Excuse me, but unless you have official business, I thank you not to involve yourself in our private discussion.
I'm gonna do an envoy. Is that official enough? Private discussion? You're going in the middle of town. Excuse me, but I'm talking to this captivating young lady. I kinda wanna say that. Yeah, okay. I gotta say it.
Did you hear that, Ignacy? You should be taking notes.
Ah, of course. The Adiran envoy. Ambassador Hildgard sent a missive telling me to expect you. How delightful. You speak with a measure of authority, but I caution you to remember who's in charge around here.
Now that's what I call a first impression. As you can see, I was just proving a point to our esteemed governor.
A cart full of spoiled vegetables. You call that a point?
Ha! Emerald Stair used to be a lush garden for miles around, and now I don't even recognize it. First came the invasive species, roots and mycelium growing overnight, as though nature itself had gone mad. The Dream Scourge has twisted our lands, our wildlife, and now, our farms.
I've seen corruption in nature, but never this advanced. That's why I'm here. Perhaps any means that can help me stop it. Did you ever go into the living lands to work the skits? Your governor disagrees.
There may still be time to reverse the damage.
I believe that we can restore the land, bring back its soul and its sanity, cut off the Dream Scourge at the roots. Our governor would rather ignore the problem. He doesn't trust animancy as his father did.
What do you do? What will it take for you to fix it? It's difficult to ignore dying farms once you start starving. Maybe it's just being cautious.
Before we can deal with the Dream Scourge, we first need to understand it. Unfortunately, new experiments have to go through him.
Must be nice that all the arguing isn't about you, for once.
I'm just trying to stop Chiata from hurting herself. Animancy is dangerous when you're shooting in the dark.
What's the worst I could have? She's the one taking all the risks here. I think she knows what she's doing. Let me take off your hands. I'll make sure nothing goes wrong.
You must be unfamiliar with animancy. There's always collateral damage. Are you going to tell her about your family's basement? Or should I?
How dare you use that against me?
I know it was an accident, but look what it cost you. We can't let it happen again.
While we argue among ourselves, the Dream Scourge is tearing the living lands apart. Tearing our people apart.
If we work together, I wouldn't stand between you and your ambitions. Maybe we can solve the Dream Scourge rationally. I'm not sure why I'm reading this so badly. Let cooler heads prevail. I share the governor's doubts, but you're right. We can't afford to delay. What is that about your family's basement?
It's nothing. Our governor is backed into a corner and lashing out. I almost respect him for it. Buy me a drink sometime, and I'll tell you all about my family's basement.
Deal. First, we should take care of dream skirts. Ale, wine, or something stronger? Let's get you out of here.
I thought you'd never ask. Well, Governor, looks like I'm taking some time away from my duties. I'll trouble you no more.
Your request is denied, Chatta.
I wasn't asking.
Your responsibilities are to the settlement. Turning away from them sets a precedent that I cannot allow.
Everything I have proposed has been for Fior, and you still refuse to cooperate. Under the circumstances, I don't have much of a choice.
Then neither do I. Giatta Castel, from this day forth, you are banished from Fior Messiverno.
Banished?
What?
Ignacy, we can't lose our brightest animancer in the middle of a crisis.
Your pupil has gone too far, Quilici. Take her and leave. You're still a guest in my town, but to us, Giatta is an outcast.
Let's go. You made a mistake. Fine by me. You got where I came from. Yes, sir. Okay.
It's a bit too soon to tell.
Governor, this is unacceptable. Your father would have kept this community together at any cost.
Don't bother, old man. He isn't his father. I've done all I can for Fior Messiverno. But you haven't even tried. Now limp back to your giant house like a good dog. We should talk somewhere private. Meet me at my house due west by the workshop.
Okay.
I'll find us another bedroom.
Then you know. Gotta take this out. Could get in there if I wanted to. Got me all the food. Hello,
By
butler.
tradition, the governor's manor is open to the public.
Oh, that's nice. Can't really stop me anyway. Only the game designers can stop me from going places. I'm allowed to go here. Oh, got the key. Didn't need to use my things. Million first plate. Sorry. Medium. So I'm not gonna use it, but you know. Damage reduction, additional damage reduction, and move speed. Okay. The range of the arm is Messiverno are known for their distinctive armor. Though perhaps not the best attire suited for tromping around through the wilderness, the armor design is undeniably effective. Despite the extra chain and padding reinforcing the armor's weak spots, the armor does nothing to slow the wearer down. Emblazoned on the front of this breastplate is the symbol of Your Messiverno, featuring the 5 stars from the flag of the Valiant Republic above, a symbol representing the wheel of incarnation and all of the elements of the city. Sure, I'll put it on for cosmetic, just to have a change of scenery. Not that I can really see much in first person, but you know, we see ourselves once in a while, I guess, technically. That was a very loud pickup sound for some reason. Ignacio Vidal's journal. I have sworn to the people and my family's honor that there is no dreamskirts in the Mostar. If it exists, it cannot touch our lands. When I'm alone at night, I must remind myself that of the promise again and again, even if I must scream to these empty halls. So why do I feel threats pulling away from the fabrics of my community while I strain to hold them together? It's the old man and his prodigy, or else my imagination, but probably them. Martin doesn't have my cause. Neither does mine. Nothing really in here. Just a place you can open. Didn't go in here, no. Oh god. So much to read. I'm gonna be back. I wanna go speak with Giata. I'm gonna come back for that later. We've been meeting a lot already today.
That did not go as I had planned.
What did you think would happen when you confronted him so?
Well, my first idea was to mess up this house. Maybe break a window or two.
Perhaps I should thank you for showing restraint.
Apparently I've been in this place. I guess it might not have been unlocked last time. Apparently I haven't been in here because there's stuff to find. I don't know if I just didn't check it or what, but anyway.
I'm sorry you had to see that. What an asshole.
Giata, some manners if you please.
Why start now?
We're on the verge of extinction, but our governor is too busy protecting his fragile ego.
He must have his reasons. He's focused on one problems, that's for certain. Then why didn't anyone speak up with you?
What does he know? He isn't even an animancer.
You did challenge his authority.
I know, but... curses. Without Fior Messiverno, I'm hardly even an animancer. My tools, the workshop, all gone.
You stuck up to your principles, that's what matters. Can we still fight the Dream Scourge? I'm sorry about the Exiled, Giada. You're better off without the governor controlling you.
We'll have fewer resources to work with, but anything's possible. At least now I'm free to study whatever I want, on my terms. The Dream Scourge has been a thorn in my side for too long.
How so? Talk like you have a vendetta against it. Once we cured it, what's next for you? Enough talk. Let's focus on the task at hand.
In a way, I do. I have plans for this island, and they don't involve the Dream Scourge. But that's a story for another day.
Your parents would be proud to see such tenacity.
Anyway, listen to us babble. Let's talk about you. I never expected to see an Adiran envoy here. You've got a lot of guts showing your face in a town full of animancers.
Well, I'm looking forward to working with you. The day one idea hates animancy. If you can stop the Dream Scourge, I'm willing to look past my biases.
We will set aside our differences for the greater good, won't we, Giata?
Our first order of business is the Dream Scourge, but I'm also curious about you. There aren't many godlike left these days.
You think there might be a connection? Yes, people keep reminding me. You look at me as though I'm some sort of experiment.
Wouldn't that be a coincidence? I only bring it up because animancy might offer us some insight into your nature. Keep an open mind. While I pack up my belongings, you can help me by...
Helping you pack? You're alright. Stay focused. Our first order of business is Dream Scourge. Let her finish.
I just realized this is the end. I have to leave you, Miss Iverno. Forever.
Take all the time you need to think it over. Nothing else. Things where there's no beginning with new friends. For God's sake, Quilty, say something encouraging to your people. You don't have time for this.
Some people don't find out who they really are until they leave home.
You'll be alright. My advice, find a good tavern and learn how to prepare a squirrel over an open flame.
Maybe if I focus on what I have gained, I can learn to accept everything I've lost. When it comes to the Dream Scourge, we haven't been allowed to acknowledge the problem. much less act on a solution. Today, that changes. I need help from the animancers around town, but as you can see, I'm an outcast.
Maybe I'll have better luck. The colleagues even talk to me after what happened to you. Wanna go on a mind if we interfere?
Don't worry. Ignasi can't banish us all. Montal Pastor is in the workshop due west. He's got an invention that can help us. Elia Rossell is an authority on the undead. Her methods are controversial, but useful. She lives in a cottage southeast of town. And then there's Yvette and Remy, our philosophers. You'll find them at the docks, southeast of Fjord. Each of them owes me a favor. Drop my name, and they'll tell you what they know about the Dream Scourge.
Sounds like I have my work cut out for me. What do you expect to learn? Such an electric bunch of elementals. So what's your favorite in the Dream Scourge anyway?
I'd rather not speculate until we have more data. If you have questions, I'm sure the others can answer them. We're about to make history. But first, research.
Guessing she's not much of a hunter. Might want to get extra rations next time we go shopping.
Godlike, Imperial Envoy, Research Assistant. Who knew?
I have a lot of packing ahead of me, but I've earned a short rest. I'm counting on it.
Okay. So she's... I don't know if she's gonna be a party member, but right now she's not coming with us, I guess. Quality of the living lands by Arthur Castell. No one can explain when living lands naturally grows and thrives in an unnatural manner. We have seen plant life consume mountains overnight. Creatures tall enough to knock over mighty trees, and beneath it all, a potent river of wild essence. So the sages are not found a stable foothold in living lands. Whenever we try, there is some reprisal, almost as if the island knows how to shrug us off. Notes on the prototype. This parchment is slightly singed, as if someone held it over fire and considered burning it. We made a breakthrough. For the first time, the device successfully gathered essence into the outer core. I credit their interlocking wings, a design our colleague took from ruins across the sea. She believes the wings pull essence out of the surroundings, as wind currents pull dust or pollen. Though I am troubled by what this implies. When we use enemies to mimic a natural process, we get better results. Why? I mean, it is magic, you know, and magic is inherent to the world, you know, in a way. That's the whole thing about magic. Alright, well, we got a mission, got a quest, got what we gotta do. But yeah, next time I'm gonna go back and read stuff in there first of all, cause, you know, where is it again? I'm getting lost again. Here, yeah. This, I think, right? Yes. I'm gonna read some of the stuff upstairs, maybe talk to the governor again. Might have something to say. I don't know. Oh right, yeah, and also you can go in the basement. It's also wait.
I've got a
no bedroom. Okay, it's like basement. No, that's not right. Oh, oh. Okay, well, that seems like a thing, but again, well, you're gonna take all this in next time, because yeah. Okay, interesting. Is that a Dream Scourge? Or yeah, I guess so. Right? I guess. Or is it? This is Dream Scourge, right? I'm not just that he's like. He kind of looks like he could be godlike, but I don't think it is. He's a the Dream Scourge. I mean, I think so. Maybe she just be laying in bed, clearly sick or something. Okay, maybe I shouldn't have opened that yet. There's a lot going on. Okay, I'm gonna save the game. That's what I'm gonna do. Alright, yeah, a lot of reading today, but we getting a move on with the main quest, getting a move on with the story. And yeah, gonna see what happens. Still don't know if she is gonna be a party member, but I don't know, it feels like it. I mean, she was exiled, so why wouldn't she be coming with us, I guess? I mean, why not? It feels like the video game thing to do. I don't even know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I am wrong. Alright, that's it though. See you next time.